Right. Oh, okay. Prairie View A&M. Right now, they winless on the season, but they play one of the toughest schedules in the country. They've been on the road every game. Um, Texas Southern went down and beat Florida, who was ranked 18 in the country. Texas Southern had won a game. Prairie View A&M, the last 4 years, have been to two NCAA tournaments. They're the defending regular season conference champs. We got to be ready to go. They force a lot of turnovers, and that's one thing we haven't been doing a good job of taking care of the basketball, and we got to start making wide open shots. We're only shooting 31% from the three-point line.
Coach, what was the film session like after the game on Saturday? What was it like in terms of just players there watching film?
They got to see it. We came down in the second half. I think after Porter got hurt, we came down, we ran a play, threw it inside, we turned it over, we ran another play, we drove the basketball, we turned it over, we ran another play, we made a pass, we turned it over. So they just saw that we were real careless with the basketball, and it wasn't like we were not running offense. We were running offense right there to the end. We just didn't take care of the basketball, and we're not making wide open shots. It's hard to win when you just shoot 30% from the three-point line. So those two things have to change in order us to be successful this year.
Were there some, I guess, tough conversations? I mean, it seemed like the guys were like pretty down after that game, and to lose, a second game at home, and just have the offense kind of disappear. Are there tough conversations? Players to players, players to coaching staff. I mean, what was it like after that game?
We just talked about if you're not doing what you're supposed to do on the court, you're not going to get 2 and 3 mistakes. You're coming out. If you're not making shots, regardless, if you're a guy that's been here for 3 or 4 years, you're going to have to come out. We got to make shots. You cannot turn it over. So that's what the conversation was like.
How did they respond in practice on Monday?
I mean, I want to see how they're going to respond in the game. Like, guys respond in practice. Yeah, rah, rah, rah. We get hyped and, we make shots. We don't turn it over. But I need to see that in the game. That's when I'm going to know. Yeah, the practice was good. I'm excited about that. Really good practice. Now let's go make some shots in the game. Let's go not turn it over in the game. So that's when I will be able to decide how good that film session really was.
Coach, all year you talked about putting together a full 40 minutes. This team hasn't done that just yet. What's missing, and what will it look like to you when your team puts a full 40 minutes on the floor?
I think defensively we've been pretty good for the most part. That's why we've been winning this year, because of our defense. We're holding teams in the 60s, in the 50s, but we got to do a better job of scoring. I think on offense, if we can get some easy transition baskets that'll help us not go against a set defense, if we can have games where we're not turning it over 15 times, and if we can have some games where we're making wide open shots, whether that's throwing it into the post, making a shot, whether that's creating off the bounce, making a shot, we got to step up and make shots. We're not making shots at a high level right now.
You mentioned kind of some of the, I thought maybe most of the turnovers were just kind of, just bad decisions, just kind of bizarre stuff. And is it just kind of a lack of just focus or intensity, or what did you see like when you look at the second half turnovers?
I kind of feel like it's a lack of focus. I feel like if you're making a pass and you're not having the opportunity to score the basketball, you don't make that pass with the same type of energy you would if you got the ball in your hand trying to go get a basket. We got to be able to run offense without you scoring, meaning move the basketball, get it to the right guy. But it was 6 straight possessions where we turned it over. We ran a set. We came off a ball screen. We threw it inside. They doubled us. We turned it over. We ran a play where we were supposed to dribble to the wing and reverse the ball up top. They ran through the pass. So we got to do a better job of making sure we hold our man off, making sure we make a good two-handed pass, and then, again, knocking down wide open jump shots.
For you, how do you manage maybe the fine line of players' frustrations and using that kind of as motivation, opposed to maybe letting the frustration snowpile into kind of more things that are going wrong?
We just not. We're gonna. If you making a mistake, you got to come out the game now. I can't sit there and continue to lose games with guys making the same mistakes that we've been talking about from the first part of the year. You got to take care of the basketball. You got to drive. You got to create a help situation, kick it to an open teammate. You got to rebound. You got to play the right way. I heard that a lot, in my 20-some years of coaching, playing the right way, and that's what we've been emphasizing in practice. In order to win basketball games, you got to play the right way. That means take care of the basketball, create a shot for a teammate, defend at a high level, and just be a smart, high IQ basketball player on a basketball court.
Coach, just the last one before you do enter conference play. Is there extra emphasis to, like you said, correct those little things before you hit that American schedule?
Yeah, the competition is going to get tougher once you get an American. Prairie View, again, it's an opponent that we got to be ready for. We got to play great in order to win this game. They force a lot of turnovers, and that's one thing we hadn't been doing a great job of, taking care of the basketball. But you definitely want to clean up all your mistakes before you go into conference play, because those things can come back to haunt you.
North Texas, I mean, they're it's kind of like a no-middle defense, right? They just like kind of sell out to stop you guys from getting, dribble penetration. What was kind of the key to beating a defense like that, and what just didn't happen? Where they just kind of, it looked like they rotated really well off the ball. So what just didn't happen for you guys to beat that defense?
Number one, they did a good job of when Morris was scoring the ball, we throw it inside, they would double him, and we wouldn't have anybody flashing towards the ball. So we got to do a better job of guys cutting when we throw it inside and then getting in his vision so he can make a pass to them. I thought they did a great job of just crawling up in us. I mean, they denied us like we couldn't catch the ball. They crowded us when we had the dribble. When Porter left the basketball game, I felt like they really turned their pressure up, and we didn't handle it well. We just continued to turn the ball over. Again, 12 turnovers in the second half. It's hard to win a college basketball game, turn it over like that. So that's something we got to do a better job of, passing, catching, breaking to get open, and getting a teammate a wide open shot.
What is the update on Craig going into Wednesday's game?
Still day-to-day. I don't think he's going to practice today as of right now. Hopefully he'll be able to go tomorrow. But, again, it's day-to-day. His ankle is still swollen. He's been doing a lot of rehab with Todd, and hopefully that'll help him get ready for tomorrow. But right now it's still up in the air, so he's day-to-day.
If he's not able to go, I mean, obviously a big opportunity for Quay. What would you like to see from him to kind of take advantage of maybe some more minutes?
I would just say, Quay, just run the team, run the offense, get guys shots, don't turn it over, and just be a leader on the floor. Bring those guys together, because at some point in the game it's going to be adversity, and you got to be a head coach on the floor. And this is your opportunity. All the kids on the basketball team talk about getting more minutes, and now when you get that opportunity, you got to step up. It's time to step up. If you want more minutes, step up now and play well, and you'll get those minutes.
What would kind of the minutes outside of Quay? I mean, obviously you guys have 2 point guards. If one's out, what would kind of the backup minutes? Would it be just Tyson handling the ball, or just what would you guys do, without Craig, maybe the next game?
Tyson definitely would have to run some point like he's been doing all year long. Ricky would have to play some 2. Dex would have to play some 3. We'll be scrambling, putting guys in different positions, but those guys got to step up. We got a man down, so here's an opportunity for you to prove yourself. Everybody talk about playing more minutes. Everybody talk about playing the point guard spot. Now you're given his opportunity. Time to go.
When you look around college basketball right now, are you thinking like, here we go again with programs having to pause and games being pushed back and everything?
Yeah, it seemed like it's starting to happen again. We've been fortunate. We haven't had any situations so far. We've been talking to the guys about after this basketball game, when you go home for the holidays, make sure you take care of yourself, because I think when they get back, we have to do a COVID test. So hopefully, knock on wood, everybody comes back good and we're able to play in our first conference game on the road. But it's something that, I think in conference now, I got to talk to the commissioner, but I think that now when you forfeit games in conference, don't quote me 100%, but I think you have to forfeit those games. And I'm supposed to talk with them today just to make sure that that's 100 on that.
Do you think there's any wiggle room to where maybe they could change that?
I'm not sure. You know, that's something that I have to get with the administration about, the league office about. But I think right now, if you lose a game and you don't play because of COVID in conference, I think you have to forfeit that game.
And I mean, you guys already had kind of a short roster. Now a couple guys injured. How are you guys? Are you guys kind of having to be creative in practice, or how are practices going, just in terms of having numbers to go 5-on-5 and do the stuff you want to do?
You know, yesterday we went for about 2 hours. That was our longest practice in a long time. We wanted to get those guys win up after having an off day. We did a lot of shooting. We did a lot of 5-on-0. We did a lot of competing as well. We did a lot of running for turnovers, not making the right plays. We did a lot of shooting drills. If we didn't make a certain number, we got on the line and we ran. And today we just got to cut it back. You know, our numbers are short. We got a game tomorrow, so we'll probably only go for about an hour and 15 minutes because we don't have guys getting breaks because we got only like 10, 11 guys in practice right now. So we'll go for about an hour, 15 minutes. It'll be contact early. Late it'll be a lot of shooting. It'll be a lot of 5-on-0 review, going over everything, making sure that we got guys at different positions, like putting Tyson at the point, putting Ricky at the 2, putting Dexter at the 4. So now guys are having to play multiple positions, and they got to know different spots.
When Dexter is in form, how do you like that lineup? And it seems like it's been smooth at times.
I thought it's been okay. I got to get Kenny Poto more minutes at the 4th spot. I got to get Joe Pleasant more minutes at the 4th spot because both of those guys are shooting real high percentage. I don't think that's the problem. I think those two guys are playing really well, Kenny Poto and Joe Pleasant. I feel like I got to get them more minutes at the 4th spot.
And obviously Craig has been so good dishing out assists the last few games. So without him tomorrow, is that kind of the big challenge to see how this offense can keep the ball going without him?
Oh yeah, it's a huge challenge. You know, the 2 games that we lost this year, Craig Porter got hurt and we struggled in those games. We didn't operate well. We didn't run our offense. We didn't make the right plays. He's the leader. He's the head of the snake on our basketball team, and somebody got to step up. He's out, and this is an opportunity for you guys to have the ball in your hand, and you got to get us in our sets. You got to get the ball to the right person at the right time, and you cannot turn it over. And this is a team coming in, Prairie View A&M, that is forcing 17 turnovers a game, so we have to value the basketball. We got to take care of it, and we got to be able to make shots. All right, brother.